Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Joshua Salam from Native Deen. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about something that's very important, something that is a duty on all of us that we have to get involved in, and that's helping the people in our community and in the world who are hungry and who are suffering from hunger. Many times there's times that we get caught up in our own resources. We have Ramadan where we have potluck dinners every night, and there's so much food that goes to waste. And we go to our own homes and sometimes we waste food or we waste money that we could use to help others. And it's a matter of changing our perception. There's hadith that tell us that even it's bad for us to cook and have the odor and the smell and the beautiful scent of our food go to our neighbor without offering them any food. Because you never know when your neighbor is hungry and when you're able to benefit and eat the food. And if we can just be conscious of the neighborly needs, that is very firm in the Quran, that Muslims have to attend to that, attend to the neighborly needs. That means that you have to communicate with your neighbor to find out if they're hungry. That means that you have to get involved with the community association to find out who is hungry in the community. So it is through our activism and through finding out who our neighbors are that we can adhere to this Islamic principle of helping those who are hungry and not refusing the neighborly needs. So from Joshua Islam to the Muslim community, I'm telling myself first, let's do our part to end world hunger. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Abdul Malik from Native Deen. I'm here to talk to you today about hunger, the concept of hunger, and the issue and the great calamity that's befalling a lot of millions of people every day. We know that every minute, over 20 children die of hunger. So by the time I finish this little video, maybe 20 children, maybe 40 children just passed away. So it's really a big issue. And we know as Muslims and as people of faith throughout the world, we really have to focus on this issue. Islam, we know that it really focuses on us feeding the neighbors and feeding the needy, and talks about doing good deeds like doing ma'oon, doing small kindnesses. And we talk about in that some of our songs, trying to do even the little things that will help people to better their lives. And one of the things that we need to focus on, especially in this upcoming month that we revere so strongly, the month of Ramadan, we want to focus on making sure that we remember those people who do not have as much food as we have and aren't as fortunate as us. During the month of Ramadan, we fast from the beginning of the day till the end of the day. And one of the lessons that we're trying to learn is to remember those people who are less fortunate than us and who do not have as much food in us. So as much food as we do. So one of the things, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. That we feed, those people feed for the sake of Allah, for the sake of God, the hungry person, and even the prisoner. And they do it only for the sake of God, only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they don't wish any reward except for Him. So once we have the correct intentions and the correct niyyah, then inshallah we will work harder to try to eliminate this problem from the world. We are so blessed in this earth. We have so much. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. We will be asked about all these blessings that we have and how we dealt with them and what did we do with these blessings, the blessings of food, the blessings of wealth, and the blessings of not being hungry. So we need to take this in mind, and here's several steps that I think that we can do to eliminate. One, we have to realize that we should not waste as much. A lot of, especially us in the United States and around the world, in the more affluent countries, we waste a lot of things. We waste a lot of food. We waste a lot of resources. And these same resources, I remember the time I was overseas, there was this event that happened. It was an event, and everybody was having a good time eating. And then when I went back up to my room, I saw the people who were taking care of taking care of the catering and that type of thing, I saw them going through our food that we had just eaten and trying to pick out scraps for them to take home. And it was a very moving thing for me to see that we don't realize how much we have until it goes away. So we have to be thankful to Allah. We should fast more often, and that will help us curb this appetite that we have for food, and will help us understand what it is to be hungry. So this is first and foremost a reminder to myself. I need to work hard on myself and to not to waste as much, and to fast more often, and to remember what our duty is to our people who are less fortunate than us. So inshallah, we will try to work hard in doing that, and inshallah we will keep the faith. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Abdul Malik from Native Deen. Peace out.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Naeem Muhammad from Native Deen, and they asked us to talk a little bit about hunger. I've been blessed to be able to be a part of a relief organization for the last 7 years of my life, and I've seen disasters, I've seen famine, I've seen all these images that you see on TV that encourage people to give. But what I've also seen is immense generosity within the Muslim community, and just the community at home. Mankind come out of its pocket and do whatever they could when the time came to act. I was in Mali when Mali and Niger had a food crisis, and one of the projects that we were doing, we created a cereal bank, which was a place where people could get the staple foods that they needed for a very, very almost cheaply low price. Back when government was really not even recognizing that there was an issue there. But I was with some of the relief organizations on the ground, helping the people find a way when there's no way to be found. So the one thing that we're always reminded of, even as young people, we learned some of the first very short surahs, and I found it to be one of the most powerful when you talk about this is Surah Marun, when it asks, have you seen the person who denies, like, the judgment day, And that's the person who treats the orphan with harshness and or rejects the orphan, and the person who doesn't urge the feeding of the needy. And that speaks volumes of what we should be doing. A lot of times we're going to do these monumental tasks and saying the ummah is in crisis and what have you, but if we could only encourage our brothers and sisters to help those in need, to put a meal on their plates, or to invest in something where they can continue to feed their families way after CNN stops showing pictures, or after a telethon or a webcast like this is done. If we can invest in projects and things so they can have a sustainable livelihood and feed their families and feed their neighbors, that would be something great. And at least, as the Quran says, we should put a word out like this to encourage people, and I guess that's why we're involved, because we want to be people who recognize that day's coming, and we want to look after orphans, and we want to speak and tell people that let's feed the needy, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
All right.